Hey everyone, so here I'm going to film my everyday makeup routine, and this includes just the basic products that I use every single day, and none of this really changes that often. I change certain shadows. If I want a purple look, I'll put like Shale instead, or something from the Too Faced Naked Eye palette, something like that. But nothing else really changes. I use the same cream eyeshadow every single day, the same eyeliner, same mascara, same blush, same everything. So it's pretty much my everyday makeup routine, and this was requested, so I thought since I wasn't really doing much today, I would just film it for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy. Oh, and little warning, you're going to see me without any makeup on. Really revealing, and I'm really embarrassed by it, and I say that later, but, you know, it's really embarrassing because I have really bad skin, and, you know, I'm trying to work on that with Proactiv, but it's not really helping right now. So anyway, just a little warning that I won't have any makeup on, so you can see what I actually look like without anything on. So anyway, and you'll notice that I did my hair first when it goes into the tutorial. I normally don't do that. I normally do my makeup and then my hair, but for the sake of this video, I didn't want to be completely makeupless and then my hair be a mess. Then that would be really bad because you'd basically see what it looks like when I get up in the morning, and that's not flattering. So that's why I did my hair first, so I'd have a little bit something going for me. So that's why, but normally I don't do that. So anyway, with that little disclaimer being said, let's go ahead and get started. So I have absolutely no makeup on my face right now, and it's pretty revealing to me because you can actually see what I look like without makeup on. And I don't even have any makeup on whatsoever. No leftovers from yesterday, nothing. So you can see how bad my skin is acne-wise. So yeah, this just kind of gives you a feel for how I get to, you know, what I was before in the beginning of this video. My voice is like cutting in and out because I was sick yesterday. It was just bad. So my voice is kind of strange right now. So I've already applied my moisturizer, and I've been using my Proactiv, and I also use my Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion because this is drying on my skin, and since I already have dry skin, I definitely need a backup moisturizer, so I put this in the areas where I'm super dry, which is around my nose and my cheeks, and a little bit on my chin, and then this everywhere else. So I normally pin my bangs back because, as you can see, they're like in my face, so I'll separate. Then you can really see what I look like. So we just pin them back to get them out of my face. So the first thing I normally do is tight line my eyes, and I should probably zoom in so you guys can see better. Yep, this is really cool so you guys can see me up close and personal. This is great. Okay, so it's kind of embarrassing. Let me bring my mirror closer if that's not going to be in the way. So the first thing I normally do is tight line my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Korres soft soft pencil in black. My eyes get a little watery from that, and I'm wearing my contacts, so obviously it's like going to be a little weird. You'll see sometimes when I'm doing my bottom waterline, it gets on the contact and it looks really strange. Next thing I'm going to take is my Benefit Creaseless Cream Eyeshadow in Birthday Suit, which is the one I wear every single day without fail, so that's what that looks like. It's like a soft brown taupe color. Just going to get my finger in it, about that much. Oh, and you'll notice that I'm doing my eye makeup first. It's because I do a smoky eye pretty much every single day without fail. So I like to do my eyes first and then my concealer, and I don't really wear foundation anymore, so that's why I'm doing my eye makeup first, because with a smoky eye I like to do my concealer last. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to take a little bit down on my lower lash line, and I'm just going to use an angled brush for this. This is the Sigma E65, which is just a small little tiny angled brush. And I like to do this on the edges of the product so it doesn't like get in the middle. I don't know why. So now I'm going to do a bunch of eyeliner. So I'm going to start with my waterline. And And I'm just using the same soft pencil. And I also like to kind of smudge it into my lower lashes, so when I go back in with that angled brush, it smudges it out so it looks smoky. But since this eyeliner is so creamy, you don't want to put too much on because it will be too much, because it'll totally smudge out and it'll look really bad. So you really have to set this eyeliner with the pencil, but it's really great for doing smoky eyes, especially on the lower lash line. It looks really pretty. And then now for the top lash line. This part definitely does not have to be perfect. I literally just dotted around because I'm going to be smudging it in, so. I try to get it as close to the lash line as possible, but I will be bringing it slightly upwards, so it's really not a huge deal if you get it really messy and not close to your lashes, because you'll be smudging it in there anyway. Alright, so now I have a lot of liner on. I'm going to go back in with that angled brush that I used first, or on my lower lashes, and then just smudge the crap out of this. And then you also want to smudge out the lower lashes. Sorry if you can't see that. Okay, so now I have lots of liner smudged out. It's kind of smoky, but it's not perfect at all, so that is okay if you don't want to be perfect. Next I'm going to take, let me find the right palette. So next I'm going to take Era from MAC, which is this one right here, and a 217 brush, which looks like this. This is a small one that you get for free when you order from Sigma, but it works just the same. It's the same exact brush. You can also use a MAC 217, anything that's like a blending brush, a medium-sized blending brush. I'm just going to get it in the product, swirl it in there, tap off a little excess, and then put that all over the lid. And I really like using Era when I'm doing a black smoky eye because it warms it up entirely. It makes it look really warm and not too harsh or anything like that. And then I bring it all the way up to the brow bone. You don't have to bring it up that high, it's just I have bangs and so you really can't see it anyway. I'm sorry I'm looking over here, it's because I'm checking on my makeup in the viewfinder. I like the look of Era over top the Benefit Creaseless eyeshadow. You can also leave this look just with the Creaseless cream eyeshadow. You don't have to put any shadow on top of it. It's just the eyeliner, you're definitely going to want to put a shadow on top if you're using that particular one. If you're using your favorite black, you don't necessarily have to do that. If it's one that stays put, just this one likes to slide. So I'm going to be doing the same thing on my lower lashes. I'm basically just taking this Lorac Duo brush, I guess it came with the set, and I'm going to be taking this pointed end. You can take a pencil brush, a 219. I just think the 219s are a little bit big for my eyes because I have extremely small eyes, and so that will get like down in my bags, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to contour my bags. So same thing, swirl it in there, tap off any extra, and then just blend it out. So now we want to set the black eyeliner because putting on that Era is going to kind of cover up the black, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to use this from the same palette. I'm going to take Carbon here with the same angled eyeliner brush. Get that in there. And just pat it down over that eyeliner, keeping it as close to the lashes as possible. Same thing for bottom. And adding the black shadow is optional if you're using a different liner. It's just I have to set it with this, but it also intensifies the look a little bit and keeps it really dark and smoky, which is what I'm going for, so I don't mind that. But if you don't like the severe blackness, then I would skip this step if you're using the right pencil. So even though you can't really see my brows when I have my bangs completely down, I'm still going to highlight them and also blend out the edge a little bit. So I'm going to take a Sigma E50 brush, which is a large fluffy brush, as you can see, which is great for highlighting. And I'm going to be using my Too Faced Naked Eye palette, and I'm going to be taking this shade up here, which is called In the Buff, which is a beautiful highlight shade. It is absolutely amazing. It's a matte white, kind of like blonde type, but it has a different texture. It's really hard to explain. I absolutely love this highlight shade. It's what I've been using every single day. I'm just going to put that on my brow. Kind of blends it out a little bit. Same thing for inner corner, but for my inner corner I use this Studio Basics Duo brush that you probably saw in the makeup that I travel with. And it's this pointed end here. You can also use a pencil brush for this. You don't necessarily have to have this one. It's just my favorite inner corner highlight brush to use. I'm going to use the same shade in the Buff. I like this for the inner corner highlight because it's not sparkly. It's not, you know, it's much like a satin finish, so it's really nice for looks like this to brighten the inner corner because it's not too harsh with the white, and it has a satin finish, so the rest of the eyes can be, even though I use a satin, you can also use a sparkle on the eye and it'd be completely fine since your highlight isn't sparkly. Okay, so this is now where I get into concealing, and so this concealer that I love every single day, I also use this as my foundation. It's the MAC Select Moisture Cover Concealer, and I'm in shade NW15, which is really pale. I know, and I say that every time because it's really pale and it's really hard for me to get over. But yeah, so what I do is I dot it around my face. So first I start with under my eyes, and then a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my cheeks. I'm going to look like a warrior. It's okay. We'll go with it. My chin, and then I conceal all around my blemishes. So just, you know, a lot, my whole face. So I have a lot of blemishes. I also conceal a little bit on my forehead because when the wind blows, I don't want my forehead to be kind of a different color. I can't take myself seriously looking at myself in the viewfinder right now, talking to you guys. But if the wind blows, I want my acne to be covered on my forehead as well. I'd really just have scarring. I have one active one over here, but really on my forehead is just scarring, which is what a lot of the discoloration is on my cheeks is acne scarring from high school. So we're just going to move on. So my fingers are kind of dirty, so I have to wipe them off. And I use my ring finger to normally pat this out. Unless it's super dirty, then I use my middle finger, but for now I'm just going to use my ring. And just kind of tap out the under eye. And this will help clean up any edges down there, kind of like when we put the highlight shade on our brow. This is what this is basically going to be doing, is cleaning up the edges here. Work my way down to my cheeks. Kind of blend those out, my nose. The other eye. Got a little high there. Let's see if I can grab that. I find even though this is an NW shade, it covers up redness really well, so I really like that because obviously my skin is pretty red with all the acne and it's just really sensitive, so when I rub it and all that, it gets pretty sensitive. So I have a few spots that I want some extra coverage on, so I'm just going to go back in and cover those spots up with the same steps basically. The only thing about this concealer is I find it's not very long lasting, and I have to touch up throughout the day. That's the only issue I have with it. And it's not a full coverage concealer whatsoever. It's very light coverage, but I like that because even though it's acne, I still like it to poke through because I don't want to look completely fake and cover everything up because I still like to look like me. I don't like to look like somebody else or somebody who has perfect skin because I don't. I fake it by doing that, and that's basically all I do for my skin to cover up the blemishes. Okay, so now into mascara. I'm just going to curl my lashes, and I use the Tarte eyelash curler that comes in the Lash Dash. That's really hard to say. The Lash Dash. You know what I'm talking about. And the mascara I've been using pretty much on an everyday basis is the Makeup Forever Smokey Lash, which also came in the Lash Dash. And I find it just looks really good with smoky eyes, ironically, with the name and everything. But it's true, it really does look good with smoky eyes. So I like to use it for really dramatic eyelashes. If I'm doing a more natural look, I use the Bad Gal Lash or my CoverGirl, whatever. You know, I have multiple CoverGirls, so anyone. But the Smoky Lash has been my favorite lately. And then I do 2 coats on a normal basis, just because I like a lot of drama. My eyelashes are pretty blonde and a little bit sparse, so I like to have a lot of drama on my eyelashes. Okay, so now my eyes are done, and I know my eyebrows are pretty sparse, but I actually don't do anything to fill them in just because I have blunt bangs that cover them. So if I had bangs like I'm wearing right now, I would probably fill them in, but I normally don't on an everyday basis, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to take my bangs down, brush them straight forward. I always have a gap there because when I pull them to the side, just kind of fix them up a little bit since I don't need to work on my eyes anymore. Okay, so on an everyday basis, I normally use Melba Blush, which is this pretty corally pink one. Super gorgeous. It's a matte finish, which I love. And the brush I have absolutely been obsessed with for blush is the F15 brush by Sigma. And it's kind of like a rounded duo fiber brush. It's really, really nice. And it's smaller. I'll show you the normal duo fiber. You can see there it's rounded, so it's perfect for blush. I really like this one for blush too, as you can tell. But this one has just been amazing to me with blush, so I continue to use it. It's really great. So I just swirl it in, tap it off, and then I also brush it on the back of my hand just to get the excess powder off so it's not like too heavy. Then I normally just pop it on the apples of my cheeks. For a cheek highlight, I'm going to be using Naked Pigment from MAC, and I use a 224 brush from Sigma or a E40 brush. So there's already a little bit in the lid there, so I'm just going to swirl it in there, tap off barely, and then put it on my cheekbones. I like to bring it down a little bit too on the apples, just because it gives a really nice shimmer. And then I bring a little bit down the center of my nose. Even though it's pretty shimmery, I don't mind. So for lips, all I'm going to do is wear a little bit of lip balm. So I'm going to be using my Strawberry Rosebud lip balm. Just use my finger. And then over that, I'm going to be taking MAC's Nymphette Lipglass, which you can tell I've used a lot of. I absolutely love this lip gloss. It's so amazing. It's like a mauve pink with gold shimmer in it. It's like a warm lip gloss. I love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. I really don't film tutorials that often, as you know. I don't know why that is. I just think I'm lazy and don't like filming them. I don't know why. So maybe I'll do some more. Leave any requests that you want for tutorials, whether that's using certain palettes, certain brushes, certain makeup products, anything like that. Leave requests down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.